Hi there, I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video, I just want to give you a quick update on the current market situation and the few projects I'm currently looking at and what I think is likely to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Essentially why I think that right now it's a really good moment to either invest in some of the projects you may have been looking at for a while, or at the very least really look closely at what the market is doing, because I think the next 2 to 3 weeks will be absolutely crucial for price movement of crypto market overall. As always, if you like those videos, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and please also do check out my private Discord. You can find the link in the description. So as always, let's have a look at the price of Bitcoin first, because of course where Bitcoin goes, that's where the whole market will go. And we had a bit of a move down during the Easter weekend. Very, very low volume over the last couple of days, rather unsurprisingly. Today we actually had quite significant dip to about 38,500. But since then, the price nicely recovered. It hit actually above 41K at some point. Right now, Bitcoin is trading for around 40,600. Pretty decent move up. And what's more important is that I think this just confirms, assuming of course that the price will hold, that we are still following this trend line, which I drew a couple of episodes ago. And yeah, essentially we held this line as support on a few occasions. For a moment, it looked like we will break below it, but so far at the moment, well, we are still holding it. We see how things go, but essentially what this suggests to me is that we will likely break above the bull market support band rather soon, because bull market support band is currently at 43,300, give or take a few dollars. So even if the price of Bitcoin doesn't go straight up and breaks above it in the next couple of days, at the end of the day, all we need is about $2,500, which is something we can easily do in a day or two. But even if price of Bitcoin does something like this, bounces back down, holds this level as a support again, and then goes back up, that would still suggest, considering that the bull market support band keeps going down, that we should break above it by sort of mid-May at the very, very latest, in my opinion. Of course, it's just a bit of a speculation, but essentially I would expect that anything from the next literally couple of days to maybe 3-4 weeks tops, probably less than that, is going to be the time when Bitcoin will break above the bull market support band and hopefully stays above it. So that's of course what we would like to see in order for altcoins to rally, because until Bitcoin can hold bull market support band as support, well, the prices are going to be really, well, even if they do go up, they will go up probably very short term, but more likely they will just continue going down or trending sideways. The crypto fear and greed index is currently still in the extreme fear territory. It sits at 24. And it's been in that extreme fear territory for quite a while now, sort of bouncing between 20 and 30. Not much of a change here. Of course, given the overall market situation, a lot of alts still bleed quite a bit, as expected really. So of course, any investments in those alts is quite risky. But at the same time, this is the stuff I'm also looking at, because as always, there are some really, really good opportunities here. Bull markets can make you money, bear markets can make you rich. If you enter at the right time in the bear market, if you stick around and look at the good entry point and enter in the right projects at the right time, well, you can make ridiculous amounts of money rather than wait for the market to pump overall. So what I'm looking for is essentially this kind of pattern on the chart. Stuff that peaked and then been trending down for quite a while, and essentially just staying in at those really low levels for a while. And importantly, those low levels should be way, way below the peak, because of course, pretty much every token at the moment shows similar pattern, but a lot of them may dip. I don't know, maybe they dipped 50%, maybe 60%. I'm looking for stuff that's down like 80, 90%, because of course these are the tokens which have the most potential. So something like Altura, which I originally bought for around 2 cents. And I've mentioned many times on this channel, it reached almost 50 cents at some point. I'm pretty sure it will go back to that level at some point this year, maybe even around $1. So I think that's a pretty solid investment. And at 5 or 6 cents, it's a really good entry point. CDFI, it's a launchpad for gaming projects. So if the current narrative of crypto gaming and metaverse continues, it should do extremely well once the market picks up again, because it is, I think, the biggest and the most successful launchpad when it comes to gaming projects. It reached at some point, I think, around $17, certainly above 16. Currently, it's trading below $4, so huge amount of upside potential and relatively safe project to get into, as much as, well, investing in any altcoin, small-ish market cap altcoin can be safe. Of course, this is high risk type of investment anyway, but for this type of investment, well, it's a relatively safe option, if that makes sense. Then we have D-Race, project which I mentioned a couple of times, and whenever I mentioned it, I just kept saying that, well, I just sort of kept missing good entry points for when it comes to this project. And I finally bought a small bag. I'm planning to add more to it, but at the moment, I'm sort of not in a rush to do it, because of course the market still remains very uncertain. But again, this is the sort of pattern I've been waiting for. And the price is currently as low as it's almost ever been. So essentially, the last time we saw the price being this low was sort of, I don't know, late August, early September last year. So yeah, I think at the current price level, it was definitely worth finally pulling the plug and getting some of D-Race, because I think it's a solid project. I think it will do well. Market cap is low. Fully diluted market cap is just over twice the market cap. So I think it has all solid fundamentals of a project that has potential to perform really well, and it has backing of some big influencers. So of course, that always helps. So yeah, happy about finally getting some D-Race. And then last one I want to mention is Network. Again, project I mentioned a couple of times, project that I bought a while ago. Very similar story. The price currently is about as low as it's been, well, since September. There were only a couple of occasions where you could get it at this kind of price. And it's, again, one of those projects that should do extremely well once the bull market resumes. That's probably all I wanted to talk about. Essentially, what I'm looking at what I'm looking for are those patterns on the chart when there was a nice peak. Of course, every project currently will be down, but I'm looking at the stuff that's significantly down and ideally not much above its absolute rock bottom prices. So yeah, things like Network, D-Race, CD5 maybe slightly less, but still, I think it's a solid project. It's definitely worth having it in a portfolio. So I think it's worth mentioning. Altura, yeah, I think all of those are projects which can do really, really well. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I don't really want to make this video too long. There isn't really that much to talk about. The key thing is to observe what the market is doing at the moment and identify the projects you are interested in, and essentially be ready to enter the market if you haven't already done so, because we'll either have a massive capitulation event coming soon, and of course that will then drag all the prices down, or I think current price movements are indicating that we may have a bit of a breakout finally. And then as long as Bitcoin can hold above the bull market support band, well, that should be really, really bullish. So yeah, I'm remaining optimistic. I think the market will finally turn. but of course it's just my speculation, not financial advice. No one knows exactly what's going to happen, but there are certainly some indicators that things are heading that way. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section, or just join the Discord and we can have a chat there. And otherwise, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.